Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I am Robin Alsip Arce, and today we're going to look at how I made this little beauty. It's a board that is decorated, and my idea was to use it in my Christmas tree, and we'll see what happens when I try to do that. But I used several Redesign with Prima molds, and we'll walk through exactly what I did. So I hope to inspire you today to make something beautiful. Let's get started. I started off with some extra heavy gel that I use to build texture. And I'm using this corrugated board that is used often for yard signs because I wanted it to be really light so that it could sit up in my Christmas tree. So I'm using this modeling paste. It's kind of a medium gel paste, and I am just putting some texture all over this board. Now I realized later I should have cut the board first so that I had an edge, and you won't see me do it, but once I got it all on here, I took it away and cut it before it was completely dry so I could still get the edge fixed up. So I'm just putting this all over, and I'm just trying to get some really nice texture. Now here you will see that I have set out my design. I had cast several Redesign with Prima molds to see what I wanted to use. And I also had printed out this "Oh Come Let Us Adore Him" I had created this in Canva, and I printed it out on rice paper. And so what I'm doing here is setting my design out so that I can see where I want to tear my rice paper. And I'm just using a little paintbrush with some water to wet the rice paper. It's laying down there under all of those molds. It's a little hard to tell. But I'm going to tear that out. Now, some of these molds I have already painted because I was kind of experimenting with exactly how I wanted my design, but I will definitely talk you through how I did that, and you'll see me paint some of the rest of those here coming up. So again, I'm just putting down some water where I want to tear out my paper. I'm going to do something with the paper that in a minute that will stiffen it up and give it this really cool glassy look. And but I just want it to fit inside of those molds there. So let me speed this up and you can watch me get this paper ready. So now I am just tearing it very gently where I put the water so that it kind of has that rough edge. And now I am going to apply some UV resin to this piece of paper. And it's going to give it a really nice glassy kind of look, and it's also going to give it some texture because I am going to give it some form and shape while that resin is drying. And please always remember to wear your gloves when you are working with resin. So I am just going to pour resin all over this piece of paper and spread it out with my hand. Now, as it is drying under the UV light, I am holding it so that it gets some shape. I am just kind of not bending it, but I'm just holding it in a form so that it gets a little bit of shape. And as it hardens, it will keep that shape. So there you can see that it is hardened and it has kept the shape where I've kind of given it a little dimension, if you will. And I'm just trying to make sure all of the little pieces are covered and that it is completely and thoroughly dry with no stickiness left. Just leave it under there until it's not sticky anymore. And there we go. So now it is time to start painting my board. I have a metallic paint here in the color Nickel. And I am just going to put this all over my board. Now, initially I was going to leave the part under the little sign white, but I changed my mind and ended up painting the entire thing. So once I was done painting that, I moved on to painting all of the little pieces of mold, of casted resin here, and I just painted them all that exact same color. Once everything was dry, I want to get the effect you see on these two pieces that I've already completed. So I take this Deco Art Americana Burlap is the color, and I begin putting that over the top. Now I'm going to put it on and then I'm going to wipe it away and try to give it somewhat of a distressed look. So you'll see I am going to just start adding it all over randomly. I don't do the entire piece, but I randomly get it all over, and then I take a wet wipe and I start wiping it back. Now in some cases you're going to notice that I'm also wiping back the metallic that is underneath, the nickel that is underneath. And that just adds to the effect. And when I do that, I try to go back over it a little bit more with the burlap. Right there, you'll see that I wiped away that metallic underneath. And so I am just going back over it with some of the burlap. And I will also come back in with some more of the nickel here in a minute. I apologize that I'm off screen right there, but I grab some more of that nickel and I go back over certain areas as well. And that is just the process that I'm going to follow to paint all of these and give them all that distressed look. And I will do the same thing on the board as well. So I will speed this up so you can see some more of that. I apologize, I keep going off screen, but it was late and pretty dark, and I would sometimes have to hold it over to my side where I could get some different light perspectives so I could kind of see where I was at. So I apologize for that. But then you see that I just continue to put more on and take more off and grab some more of that metallic and kind of brush it over the top a bit, and I'm just doing the exact same thing over this board, just putting the burlap on, wiping it back. I'm trying not to pull off quite as much of the metallic on the board as I did on some of those resin pieces. And there I am just putting some metallic back on randomly throughout the piece so it has kind of that dimension. All right, so once everything is dry, I am going to lay out my design so that I'm sure of exactly how I want it. So you're just going to see me here laying out the design, and then I'm going to start gluing it down. Now, in this case, this is for me, it's a personal project, and I'm going to use it in my tree so it won't have a lot of handling. So I am just going to use hot glue. If this were to, for any other purpose, I would probably add some more intense glue to keep things held down. But in this case, just hot glue is going to work fine, and I am getting it all laid out here. If you are enjoying my videos, I would love it if you would like and subscribe right here on YouTube. And please follow me on Facebook at 3131 Custom Creations. It really helps me out. Thank you so much. I had a couple of technical difficulties with the remainder of the video, so all I did was put the rest together. But I did want to explain to you how I painted the cross, because I did paint that a little different. I wanted it to stand out. So I used a paint couture color called Oyster Pearl, which is just a beautiful white pearly color. And then I took the silver, that nickel color that you saw me using. I used that, where I just took a dry brush and I just gently did it over the top so that it would get all those pronounced details. And then on the whole thing, I took some Art Alchemy metallic wax in white gold, and I put it all over all of the molds. That's what made them pop a little bit. And I did that on the cross as well. And then I did add some old silver of Art Alchemy metallic wax just there on the top piece, that little frame that is behind the cross. So I think that's everything that I meant to show you in the rest of the video that I had some technical difficulties with, and I apologize for that. So let me take just a minute here to tell you what Redesign with Prima molds I used. So I used the elegant Baroque swirls there on the very top, the two that go out from each side of the cross. Then down each side is the Everlay Flourish. At the bottom on each side is the Claire, the Flourish from the Claire mold. And there in the middle of the bottom, that little piece is from the Lowell Lattice mold. The Lucian mold provided the frame that went under the cross, and of course the cross came from Holy Harmony. Some of these molds come from my years of collecting. Again, my apologies for the technical difficulties, but thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for joining me as I worked through this project, and I really hope that I was able to inspire you to go make something beautiful of your own. Thank you again. Have a blessed, blessed day.